Welcome to another special edition of Daily Airline News. I'm Jeffrey Thomas, and of course, we're covering MH370, day five of the search for this missing Boeing 777 airliner. And I'm delighted to say, once again, joined by UK aerospace engineer Richard Godfrey, who has perfected the Whisper technology to track MH370 to a new location. And talking of locations, Richard, perhaps you can start off by bringing us up to date with the latest movements of Armada 7806.
Yeah, sure. Armada 7806 has now completed the first phase of the search for MH370 and is just left for Fremantle in Australia. Uh, we're showing the chart now, so you can see where Armada is heading. It's expected to arrive in Fremantle on the 5th of March at 5:30 in the morning local time. It will be there for about 24 hours on a turnaround for provisioning, refueling, and possibly crew change. And then it's expected back in the MH370 search area on the 11th of March.
Now, there's been three AUVs used, according to your analysis. What area have they covered?
Yes, that's correct. There are three AUVs. You can see when Armada 7806 stops, and when it stops for longer than an hour or two, then it's fairly sure there's a AUV launch or recovery operation going on. The total area covered is 1,153 line kilometers, which translates into an area of around 860 square kilometers to 1,040 square kilometers. It takes round about an hour to descend to the depths of around 4,600 meters. The descent rate is 1 meter per second. The ascent rate is similar. The search rate is a little bit faster, about 2 meters a second, so we can gauge how much territory the AUV or each AUV has covered. That, of course, will produce quite a lot of data, and it will take quite a while to analyze all of those data. The normal process is then to find out whether there are any points of interest, and if so, to go back and investigate those points of interest to see if they are MH370 related.
Indeed. So we've had a fantastic reaction to your Whisper demonstration yesterday. I knew we would, and lots of folks have asked a range of questions. We've kind of picked out some for you, Richard, that have really sort of hit the mark, so to speak. And I want to go through these with you. I'm going to put you on the spot. So, how do Whisper transmissions travel such a long way?
Well, radio transmissions can travel literally billions of kilometers. NASA has got Voyager 1 and Voyager 2. They were launched many years ago. They're meanwhile 20 billion kilometers away from the Earth, and they're still sending data back. The further away they get, the slower the data rate. But the whisper signals can easily travel 10,000 kilometers in what is called ionospheric propagation or skywave propagation. They are refracted by layers in the atmosphere called the ionosphere back to the Earth. And we can trace those radio waves as they go around the Earth.
So another question came from a number of people, and of course a very important one. How accurate is Whisper?
Well, Whisper data is available every 2 minutes. In 2 minutes, an aircraft at, say, 500 knots will fly around 30 kilometers. So that's why I have defined a radius of 30 kilometers around any crash location that's been defined. The the actual radio waves themselves follow what is called a great circle around the Earth. Um, they are incredibly accurate. We actually calculate the bearing of that great circle to eight decimal places, which is highly accurate.
Look, indeed, it goes to 8 places for certain. And another one that came in from a number of people again, what is a Whisper anomaly that you mentioned?
Okay, there are two kinds of anomalies, one in the signal level and the other in the signal frequency. We know the power of the transmitter in each case, and we know the exact frequency transmitted in each case. And the receiver reports what the level of the received signal is and what the actual received frequency is. And if we detect a difference between the transmitted and received level or frequency, um, and a significant difference, at least 75% of the standard deviation taken over a 3 ± 3 hour mean figure, then we call that an anomaly.
Mm. Does Whisper work at all altitudes?
Yeah, yesterday we showed an example of a flight from New York JFK to Amsterdam.
Yeah.
We tracked that flight right through to when it landed in Amsterdam at Schiphol Airport. The last point on the Whisper was when the aircraft was on approach, altitude of about 900 feet. Um, so we can track aircraft at all altitudes.
Another one that came in was, is the source data for the software available?
Yes, we've in our various papers that we've published over the last 2 years, always made the statement that the source data is available. A number of academics and researchers have taken us up on that offer, and they also use the MATLAB software, and so they're familiar with that software, and they've set up the Whisper tracking and the data in their own environment.
They also asked, Richard, is the Whisper data for MH370 available online?
Yes, I have a website where all of these papers are available. There's one particular paper um, on the MH370 flight, the MH370 case study, it's called. That was published back on 31st of August 2023, so a little while back now. It is over 200 pages long and 36 megabyte download, but you can download it and get all the data. It'll take a little while to read, however.
Yes, indeed. I have actually got that report, and it's a pretty awesome document. It really is. So, how much does this software cost? That's come from a number of different folks.
It's unfortunately not cheap, and we're not in the business of commercial software selling. We're just doing scientific research and basically letting people know what software we use. The MATLAB license, from memory, it costs about 149 US dollars. Varies a bit depending on which country you live in, and the price conversion. The Vessel Finder satellite AIS license is $109 per month.
Hmm.
Uh, the PropLab software, which we also use, is also a $99 one time. The MATLAB is also a one-time fee, but there are several modules, add-on modules, which I use. So depending on your configuration, that figure can go up.
Yeah, now this one came to both of us, which was sort of a little bit, yeah. The viewers asked whether our YouTube channel was making entertainment out of a tragedy. Well, I can promise you we're absolutely not making entertainment out of a tragedy. We're trying to inform the public, and there's a tremendous level of interest. And I might also add that there are many media channels around the world that are sourcing the information that they're reporting from us, and we don't charge them for that. And we've done many radio interviews for these uh, media outlets. And again, we don't charge for that either. And Richard, you can talk to your website as far as that's concerned.
Yeah, I'd like to briefly show you the website, but just to confirm what you were saying, Jeffrey, our goal is aviation safety. It's
Mm,
not entertainment. So let me share my screen again and show you
mm.
the website that I use. Here we go. The search for MH370, serving the MH370 global community. There's a menu line at the top, so you can pick an area you're interested in. Then you get the recent posts and the recent comments. So there's a post on the new technology involved, the new search, the Malaysian military radar, the track of MH370, and you can look in a particular category and can go back in time, look at older entries. We talked, for example, about the MH370 case study. So you can click on that, and that opens up the case study. It tells you a little bit about it, and here it says you can download the study, 232 pages, 37 megabytes, and you click on that, and then you get the study, and there's an arrow up here where you can download it to your own computers, and then read that at your leisure. So that's the sort of stuff available. There's also an archive and a chronology of the whole last 11 years, and different subjects covered of interest.
Yeah, so look, it's an outstanding site, and of course, it's also very interesting to read all the comments and the dialogue, the questions they ask you, and your responses to them all. It's a fascinating site, and there's nothing commercial about it at all. There's nothing entertaining about it at all. It's simply factual information trying to advance the search for MH370, and I think it's done an outstanding job of doing that. So thank you very much indeed for sharing that with us, Richard. And one thing I also might mention, you've actually promoted some of the other hotspots, have you not, on that? You've mentioned some
Yeah,
of the other
yes,
searches.
I've mentioned all of the other hotspots, and not only interested in our own research, but also the research being done by other experts. And I would add to your earlier comment that all of our research is self-funded.
Look, it is indeed. It is indeed. So, look, thank you very much indeed again for joining us, Richard. To the viewers, keep sending those questions in. They're terrific. Thank you very much for all your very encouraging words of support. We do appreciate them. Please subscribe to our channel and please tune in tomorrow for another edition of Daily Airline News. Special update on MH370. It'll be day 6. Thank you very much.